Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review The Magnificent Seven. So, The Magnificent Seven stars Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, and Vincent D'Onofrio. And what this film is about, it's about when these group of thieves basically take over this small town, and Haley Bennett wants Denzel Washington's help to do this, and Denzel Washington is trying to assemble basically a team to try and take back this town from these thieves. So, what did I think of The Magnificent Seven? Now, I've never seen, well, it's not really the original, but the original remake of The Magnificent Seven, that had Steve McQueen and stuff. I never have seen that movie or the actual original Seven Samurai. So, I went into this kind of being my first Magnificent Seven movie and going into this a little bit blind and not knowing what to expect. And I gotta say, I had a blast with this movie. This movie is a very fun, enjoyable Western. I really enjoyed The Magnificent Seven. It is a fun, enjoyable movie. I loved The Magnificent Seven. So let's get into my positives. And my positives are, first being the acting. The acting is great. I love the acting in this movie. The acting is fantastic in the film. First being Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington. He's great. Love Denzel. He's great in the film. Very enjoyable. I really enjoyed his character in this movie. I definitely enjoyed Denzel Washington in the film. He did a very great job. Chris Pratt. In the film, he's great. I love Chris Pratt in this movie. And people were like, oh, he gets a little bit too Chris Pratt-y in this movie. I'm like, and that's a bad thing? It was awesome. I very much enjoyed his character. He was very, very enjoyable. I really enjoyed Chris Pratt in the movie. He was just great. I loved him in the movie. Very enjoyable. Definitely seemed like he was having a great time. I just loved Chris Pratt in this movie, especially he would do tricks with these cards and stuff. It was just, especially one scene where he does a trick with the card. Perfect. Loved it. So yeah. Ethan Hawke's very enjoyable in the movie too. I thought he did a really good job as well. Vincent D'Onofrio. Okay, this guy. Alright, Vincent D'Onofrio, yes, I love him as an actor. He was great as Kingpin in the Daredevil series, but man, his character is so over the top, but it's over the top in a good way, not over the top in a bad way, but he's very enjoyable, and just the voice. I might be going to try and recreate it because it's something you just have to see for yourself. Oh my goodness. But Vincent D'Onofrio, yes, he's very enjoyable and very goofy in the movie. I actually really enjoyed him in the movie. The action is great. Oh yeah, and the rest of the acting's really good too. I thought everyone else did a really good job in the film. The action is great. I love the action with this movie. This is some of the best action, honestly, you're going to see all year. The action scenes are just really well filmed. I very much enjoyed the action scenes in this movie. And by the way, things got really bloody for a PG-13 movie. A lot of people say, oh, you have to make it rated R to be very violent. No, Taken, The Wolverine, and now this are three big examples of you can still be a little bit violent with a PG-13 movie. And yeah, there are points where it really actually does get violent. I was actually kind of shocked a little bit that they got away with the PG-13 rating at times in this movie. And that's not a bad thing. So yeah, the action, very well filmed, really great, really enjoyable. I love the camaraderie and the chemistry that the actual Magnificent Seven had with each other. They definitely had great chemistry with each other, and they definitely did feel like a team. It never to me felt like, oh, we just got to throw these characters together. No, they genuinely felt like a team, and I really like that. And I really like the camaraderie and the chemistry between each and every member in this movie. So yeah. Love the chemistry between all the characters. The writing's fantastic. I love the writing with The Magnificent Seven. The writing's great. The directing's fantastic. I love the directing with the movie. It's of course directed by Antoine Fuqua, who of course has done Training Day, The Equalizer, Olympus Has Fallen, Southpaw. He's done a lot of movies, and he does a very great job directing this movie. I love the directing with Magnificent Seven. He definitely did a great job directing this movie. The pacing is really good for the most part. The movie's 2 hours and 13 minutes. It actually has some really good pacing for the most part in the movie. Especially the first, I want to say once they when they get to the 1 hour mark. It was actually very fast paced, honestly. It moved at a very fast pace. And, you know, not like rushing, but it did move at a pretty natural pace, and I really liked that. Now, the negatives I do have with the Magnificent Seven are, first being, I thought Peter Sarsgaard was kind of weak as the villain. Like, the opening scene when you see him doing his villainous things, and they actually set him up really well to possibly being a great villain, but then they kind of just go nowhere with him, and he's just kind of just a bland and mediocre villain, to be honest. And it's really disappointing because, like I said, in that opening scene, he was just so great and so menacing, and they just don't really do anything with this character as a villain throughout the rest of the film. So yeah. And the movie does get a little bit slow at times. There are times in this movie where I did feel it does get slow, and there are some moments where I'm like, okay, they could pick it up just a little bit more. So yeah. But besides that, The Magnificent Seven is a fun, enjoyable ride. I loved The Magnificent Seven. It's definitely a great, fun Western film. I loved it. So it's time for my official grade on The Magnificent Seven, and my official grade on The Magnificent Seven is an A-. Great movie. I think all of you should check out The Magnificent Seven. It's definitely a fantastic Western. Definitely very enjoyable. Had tons of fun watching it. So yeah, gets an A-. So, what did you guys think of The Magnificent Seven? Leave it in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 599, and we'll see you out later. Peace.